The last ever Pac-12 game set to be played on Friday night. 8 o'clock kickoff on ABC. Vegas likes Oregon at 10. You got an over-under of 65.5, and I'm just telling you, I'm praying for the over. Give me a barn burner. ESPN FBI likes Oregon at 75.8%. Dude, I am so excited for this one. I am so excited. I don't know that I've ever been so excited for a Pac-12 game ever in my life.
I've definitely not been this excited for a Pac-12 game ever in my life. It doesn't hurt that the villains of USC are not in this game. That is, that doesn't hurt the cause any whatsoever. Yeah, man, I'm jacked for this game. I am thankful it's on Friday night because it would probably be tough to watch all the games that I want to watch on Saturday. You know what I mean? I am blown away, and I don't like how Washington's been playing. Okay, they've been surviving at its finest. They have not been thriving whatsoever. While Oregon's been out here on a murder spree. After the Washington loss. Yeah. But I can't believe that we've got things like 75.8 to 24.2 in the useless ESPN analytics, the FBI. I can't believe that Vegas is giving them 10. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that. But things that wise men, my father in this case, told me a long time ago, it is hard to beat the same team twice.
Oh, yeah.
And as I just said, as everyone with eyeballs can see, Oregon is playing a much cleaner, much stronger brand of football right now.
Mm-hmm. Are you a believer in Bo yet?
I guess I believe in Bo. He certainly seems to have reached, more than I ever thought he could. I mean, I was just looking at it. 3,906 yards, 37 touchdowns, 2 picks, and he has ran for yards, the number of which I'm trying to find. Only 159 yards. I would have taken that to be higher. 6 touchdowns on those attempts. But he's just slinging the ball around. He's doing things that more resemble, a Tennessee last year, Alabama with the run of quarterbacks they've had. The way he's just fitting in windows, the way they've got guys running open. You can't tell me that Lanning didn't bring some of the stuff he saw when he was coordinating defenses at Georgia with him. I guess I'm convinced at this point.
And this is not going to go anywhere with not going to go away anytime soon with Oregon is what I should say, because Dante Moore is about to be in the transfer portal, and he was originally an Oregon Duck until Bo Nix decided he was going to stay, went down to UCLA. Well, now he's in the portal. Don't be surprised if he goes up to Eugene, Oregon. Man, I love Bo Nix. I love this guy. I mean, he's the things that you saw him do at Auburn, those days are gone. So he's got more yards than Penix. He's got more touchdowns than Penix, and he's got less picks than Penix.
Yeah.
And he's just balling out. I think he's a large part of their success. I mean, if you watched him against Oregon State, say what you want to about Oregon State, man. They're scrappy. They fight. There's a reason Michigan State plucked him away, plucked Jonathan Smith away from Oregon State. Part of that could be because they're headed to the Mountain West, but him throwing dudes open, throwing to the spots as opposed to between their numbers. Oh my gosh. I do wonder if this guy is an NFL quarterback. I mean, the game is obviously continuing to change inside of the league. I do wonder that though, but as you mentioned, it's stupid hard to beat the same team twice. Now we're looking at neutral turf with it being in Las Vegas, so the elements are not going to be a factor. You're going to have the revenge factor, right? Washington's going to have a lot of pressure. They are holding on to a top 4 spot. Oregon's like, we got to get in. Let's let it all hang out. A lot of reason to like Oregon here, especially with what you said, how poorly Washington has been playing lately. And you know how much I like Washington.
Oh yeah, that's what's hard for me with this, because if I had my choice, if I could pick a national champion right now, it's like a 50%. No, it's like a 75% Washington and like a 25% Michigan. Because, as we talked about, as any listeners heard, I'm not that harsh on Michigan with all the scandal. And I'm, if you know me, I'm over this Georgia run. I'm over it. And there's no reason to dislike Washington. I love what they have done. I love what they can be. I love Michael Penix Jr. But it's inevitable the way that they're playing. To me, that they're begging for a loss is kind of what they're doing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I don't know what much else to say regarding this, so I'd love to go ahead and make some predictions on it. You want to go ahead first on this one, like you did last time?
Yeah, I will. I'll go ahead and tell you what I got for this one as well. And it ain't pretty for Washington. As I just said, I would love to see them to have continued to play the way they were playing around the time they beat Oregon, because that's honestly when the bad started creeping in, when the close wins started happening. That's not what I've got. I do see Washington scoring some points, causing Oregon some troubles, but I think Oregon's going to more than cover that, because I know the cloth that Lanning is cut from. You can see it with the way that the team is playing right now. Oregon has been clean outside of losing this game, except for Texas Tech, where they, flirted with disaster there. I'm going to go with Oregon 45, Washington 31.
45-31 Ducks. All right, cool. It's really hard to beat same team twice. This is what I said would happen in my preseason prediction, that Washington would get the best of Oregon in the regular season. Oregon would turn around and get the conference championship win. What I was not anticipating is how hot Oregon would be going into this game. Washington, again, a bit on the struggle bus. I'm going to take Oregon here, 51-45, sending that way over the Give me that. Give it to me. It's in my veins. All right, so let me ask this. We're both taking Oregon. Okay, here's how we'll end the segment. Can Oregon beat Michigan? Can they beat Georgia? Can they beat Bama?
Yes, and yes.
Oh.
I was not of that opinion until until down the stretch this year, when again they've just been they play every down that their starters are in the game, and they're just sitting there. What they're trying to tell you on every single snap is that we're making up for that loss. We're on a mission, and you're not going to beat us twice. To me, is what they're saying. Now, you don't like when I do this, but to me, to beat Michigan, possibly to beat Georgia for sure, they would have to play their most complete game. But you ask, can they? I'm saying yes, they can.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only question you can't ask. I mean, we don't even know if they're lining up against one another yet. Man, what I'd give for an Oregon Natty, what I'd give for an Oregon Bama national championship, and Bo Nix just goes ham and breaks the heart on, a last second field goal to beat Bama. And, Bo Nix is the one who kicks the field goal. I mean,
that would be the most fitting thing ever. The only thing better would be if it was Georgia, honestly, because he's got all these losses to Georgia. He's beat Alabama. It would be better if it's Georgia.
Let me do this. He beats Georgia in the semis and beats Bama in the Natty. How about that?
Now we're talking. Now
we're talking. From the boys at Pandemonium Reigns, we're all Oregon Ducks. We're both taking the Ducks. I'm taking them 51-45. Mike's taking them 45-31.